What's up, YouTube? It's Rose AJ here. I'm representing Simple Aesthetics, back with another video to help you guys reach your goals. And as you saw in the thumbnail, this video is about calves. Yes, guys, the dreaded calves. So, without further ado, we all know those guys. Actually, one of my best friends, actually is one of those guys where basically, they've never done a raise in their life, but they walk in a gym and their calves are already huge. Unfortunately, that's not me. I'm one of those people who are consistently working on his calves, because obviously a well-proportioned physique is usually built with some decent proportionally sized calves. So I know a lot of guys struggle with the calves. I know a lot of guys and gals struggle with getting some development. So that's why I decided to make this video to point out some tips and tricks and things that I utilize that have helped me see some type of results over the past few years. And I want to help you guys get those same results as well. So without further ado, let's get up in this, guys. Alright guys, so to begin our first exercise here in our calf workout, we're going to start off with seated calf raises, but this is going to be single leg seated calf raises. Now before I get into the movement, in terms of what I'm doing and how I like to perform these, I actually want to preface this by saying it has been scientifically proven and documented that switching your foot position when you are performing calf raises, and this does go for seated, standing, or the different push movements, it's been scientifically proven that it doesn't give you an overall advantage in terms of the results that you'll be receiving from overall muscle growth from your calves. So I do want to be straight up, and I want to be upfront with all of you to let you know that scientifically that's really what has been stated and actually proven. So with that being said, I want to let you know what's worked for me. As you can see, the way I'm performing these calves is exactly the way that it's been scientifically proven that you wouldn't get the same results as if you were just doing them straight forward with your feet directly in the middle. However, just like anything else in fitness, every body is different, and all of us have different ways in which our muscles will react, even if we're performing in the same way as someone else. And for me personally, I found that when I actually target my gastrocnemius muscle by moving my foot to the outside or turning it to the side slightly, and putting all the pressure on my toe to really put that tension on the gastrocnemius muscle, I've really found that it's actually helped develop my calves much more so than if I was just only doing them straight forward. I do them that way as well, but this is a way that I like to perform this exercise when I want to focus on the gastrocnemius muscle. Keep in mind, traditionally, this actual calf machine is actually usually used to focus on the soleus, and I'll show you that in our last repetition. Now, when we talk about technique, guys, what you want to do is you want to make sure that you are stretching your calf, and the most important part of the stretch is not at the top, but actually at the bottom. The bottom of the movement, or the base of the movement, is where you want to focus your stretch. You want to make sure that your foot goes below parallel, and then you stretch all the way at the top on the positive portion of the movement. Doing this with a repetition range of somewhere between 12 and 20, 15 being a good number, with 3 sets is a good way to get your calves going in the beginning. Alright, so as I mentioned previously, the seated calf raise is traditionally used to target your soleus muscle. So when we're performing them in the traditional way, as I'm doing them here, that's the calf muscle that I'm targeting, and that we're all targeting. And so guys, I want you guys to notice, when you're performing these, you want to make sure that you are stretching your calves. I really want to emphasize this again, stretching your calves at the base. That's the most important portion of the movement, because we walk, run, jump and do all these different things with our calves, where the top of the movement is always done on a regular basis, stretching the calves at the bottom, something that's not done regularly, is where we need to focus on when we're doing this calf exercise and actually any other calf exercise that you can do in the gym. Guys, always keep in mind, your calves are 4 separate muscles, and for you to actually have your calf grow as a whole, you must target them all, and them being the soleus, the gastrocnemius, the tibialis anterior, and your Achilles tendon, which isn't necessarily a muscle, but it is a portion that is actually targeted when you're doing different calf exercises. So now we're going to move on to the second calf exercise that we're going to be performing here. And to be quite frank, guys, this exercise, you will be targeting your gastrocnemius and your soleus, but this exercise really targets the tibialis anterior. When you're doing any type of push movement for your calves and you're letting the weight actually press back on your leg before you're actually able to push forward, the tibialis anterior, which lies in the front of your legs, it's the big muscle in front of your shin that isn't necessarily noticeable unless you're actually flexing your flexing your feet towards you or flexing your feet away from you is really the only time you really can see that muscle. But it's an important muscle if you're somebody who isn't born with naturally large calves. So this exercise here is actually a great exercise to target that muscle and to grow the overall size of your calves. And in terms of the technique, what you want to do, just like the other two exercises, or I should say the other exercise we just previously did with the calf raise, is you want to make sure that you're letting the weight stretch your feet backwards in terms of your feet pointing back up at you, and then you're pushing the weight driving through your toes for 10 to 15 reps. Okay, guys, to conclude this calf workout here today, we're going to be doing something here called the calf stretch. I coined the term, but I didn't make up the exercise. So guys, as you can see, or if you can't see, there isn't any weight on this right now. And that's something you guys should keep in mind in terms of training calves in general. When you train the calf muscle, this isn't a muscle that you need to load a lot of weight on. It's more about actually stretching the muscle. In other words, stretching the fascia that keeps the calves so stubborn. Around each muscle in our body is our muscle fascia. That's that collagen type material that actually allows your muscles to either contract very lengthy, or as some of us have, short contractions. Now, for the calf, it's extremely important for you to actually stretch the calf muscle fascia as much as possible. So with this exercise here, what we do is the basic movement, or the function of the movement, is the same as everything we've been previously performing. You want to make sure that you're actually stretching the calves at the base as much as possible. A really good stretch where you can actually feel that in the back of your calves, going up to your hamstrings to a certain degree. So this exercise is something that you want to perform at the end of your calf workout, and you want to do this for about 20 to 25 reps. You want this to be a very high rep movement, and you want to make sure that you're extremely focused when you're doing this exercise. Now, what I want you guys to focus on is making sure that in terms of the technique and how to perform it, is that you're letting the base of your legs actually stretch below parallel, and then actually using your calf muscle to raise you up on the positive portion of the movement. I'd really like you guys to give this exercise a try at the end of your calf workout, and comment below and let me know how you felt after doing this for 1 or 2 exercises. And we're done. All right, guys, that was it for today's calves video. I'm really hoping that you were able to benefit from some of the information provided here today. If there's anything else you'd like to know, any information that you still think that you're lacking, you need some answers on, please comment below and let me know, and I will be sure to get back to you to give you the answers that you're seeking. Other than that, don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, and again, this is Rose J signing off for Simple Aesthetics. And always remember, guys, in fitness and in life, keep it simple.